Hello everyone, it's Shane Conto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review LaRoy, Texas. And this is a new crime thriller dark comedy from writer-director Shane Atkinson. And all I can say is I found another Shane who obviously loves the Coen brothers. And this film is certainly in the vein of mashing up of Fargo and No Country for Old Men, and even The Big Lebowski, as we take a meek man, Ray, played by John Magaro, and he is running this store with his brother, and finds out that his wife has been having an affair on him, and he accidentally gets hired as a hitman to kill a man, and this sends him down this crazy rabbit hole of conspiracy as he teams up with a friend of his, Skip, played by Steve Zahn, who's a private investigator. And while they're all doing this, the real hitman, played by Dylan Baker, is on the hunt. And this film certainly feels that Coen's neo-Western kind of approach all over it. There's narrative beats that feel like they're ripped right out of The Big Lebowski, right out of No Country, and you can definitely tell there was a lot of influences on this story. Now, does it come together on its own? I think these characters work well enough on their own, and I think John Magaro and Steve Zahn are a great duo at the center of this film, because neither of them are particularly like that strong central protagonist kind of character. Magaro plays a very vulnerable, emotional man who's pushed from his own trauma to start turning towards violence and doing things that you would not expect. And the deconstruction of his character is an interesting journey we see throughout this film. We also have Zahn, who's really having a career resurgence with War for the Planet of the Apes and The Righteous Gemstones. And here, he's my favorite part of the movie as this bolo tie wearing and cowboy hat wearing private investigator who's just bullied by the police because they think he's a clown and shouldn't be investigating anything. And that's where some of the dark comedy comes into play in this film. I think they make a nice pair teaming up, and they're not exactly the most adept as one tries to torture somebody into answering things in a toilet and the other one's going to have to resuscitate them. It's that kind of dynamic. And it does have a darker edge to it, as Dylan Baker is introduced in the opening scene as this cold-blooded killer, very Anton Chigurh-esque, and Baker plays a great, disturbing, unassuming man. In so many things, he really picks up this character well and fits right into this story. Now, this film is very convoluted. There's a lot of threads going on, whether it's Ray's wife, this former beauty queen played by Megan Stevenson, who I really liked in the film, having this affair, and you have Ray's brother Junior, who's just an a-hole and probably doing all kinds of horrible things, and as you find out throughout the film. But there's a lot of moving pieces here, and sure, you can make all those moving pieces come together in an effective way, and generally I think it does. It just feels like there's a few too many loose threads that are thrown around in this film. But in general, I think it's really well shot. It has a good look to it. Ming-Ju Hu, who's the cinematographer, I think does a great job. Rim Lawrence, Delphine Masselina, and Clement Pfeiffer, who were the three composers for this film, I think really captured this neo-Western Texas edge kind of score that works in terms of harmonicas, a bit of guitar, and really captures the atmosphere this film is going for. It's darkly funny, it's sharply written, there's tons of memorable, fun characters along the way. There's shocks and disturbing deaths around every corner. This film is full of danger and mystery and some dark laughs, and I think it really comes together in a great homage to the Coens, even if it feels a little too derivative of the Coens. Even some of the plot twists are literally just copied and pasted out of Coen Brothers films, and I would notice I've watched them all so many times, and this particular film is still an engaging and dark and sharp film, well written, and and just really well acted by this great cast. Megara and Zahn are a fantastic duo to anchor this film, and everybody else involved bring their A game. And in the end, this is a fun and engaging film that is certainly worth your time. But those are my thoughts on LaRoy, Texas. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.